What if love could transcend life and death? Would you open your heart to something unseen? Or would you fear the unknown that whispers your name? This is the true story of Thomas Reed, the man who claimed to have married a ghost. It began in the quiet fields of rural Kentucky. Thomas was a 43-year-old widower, living alone after losing his wife in a tragic accident. Friends described him as gentle, quiet, but profoundly lonely. One night, while scrolling through his old text messages, his phone lit up with a notification. It was from an unknown number. The message read, "Do you still remember me?" He ignored it at first, until the next message came. It's Anna. Anna, his college sweetheart, who had died 12 years earlier. At first, Thomas dismissed it as a cruel prank. But when the texts began referencing private memories, their secret spot by the river, the yellow sweater she wore the night he confessed his love, doubt turned into fear and fascination. Thomas began to document his experiences. He claimed he could smell her perfume in the hallway, feel her presence when he played their song. Soon, neighbors noticed flickering lights at night and heard him talking, to no one. Then came the proposal. Thomas told friends he could no longer live in denial. One evening, surrounded by candles, he whispered the question into the darkness. "Anna, will you marry me?" And according to him, she said yes. Days later, Thomas held a small ceremony, just himself, a priest, and an empty chair draped with a white veil. He slipped a ring onto the seat. He called it his wedding day. When word spread, the local community was divided. Some called it madness, others called it love beyond the grave. Reporters from across the country arrived, fascinated by his calm conviction. Thomas welcomed them into his home, offering tea, pointing at an empty chair, saying, "She's sitting right there." Skeptics claimed he was delusional, a victim of grief. But Thomas never wavered. He insisted Anna moved things in the house, left notes on mirrors, whispered goodnight before he slept. Then, suddenly, the messages stopped. No more texts. No more signs. When a journalist visited months later, Thomas said quietly, "She's gone, but I'll see her again." He passed away 2 years later, alone, holding 2 wedding rings in his hand. Was it grief? A haunting? Or proof that love truly never dies? Psychologists point to bereavement hallucinations, vivid experiences born from longing. But those who knew Thomas say otherwise. They believe he saw something the rest of us can't. So what do you believe? Was Thomas a man lost in delusion, or a lover who crossed the veil of death itself? Comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more real taboo stories, where love, loss, and the impossible meet.